So if it's all about these two essences, what's the whole Hishtalshalos, all these stages in between? Like the romance, there should be only two, which are one. What's all this?
In the oneness, there are thousands of expressions. It affects every detail. You talk differently, you look differently, you certainly behave differently. Right? So all the steps in between is like that ladder that stands on earth and reaches into heaven. The connection between us and God has a great variety of forms of expression. Just like there are different forms of love. I can love you like a father. I can love you like a king. I can love you like the creator. I can love you because you love me. I can love you for no reason at all. Why all those loves? Because love comes in many forms. If it's only one ingredient or one dimensional,
I see Atsilos, let's say that's, I guess you can say, second to the concept of Sephiris. Atsilos is probably the most central and main part of Hishtalshalos. Let's take this one, for example. How is this realm of Atsilos? How would you be able to get into the details of how exactly this assists this romance, this deep connection?
not very much. In the highest worlds, there is less romance. It's almost like a fetus. So the fetus is one with the mother. Oh, that's so romantic. No, it's not. The fetus has not yet become anything other than the mother. Although it exists. I mean, there was a time when there was no fetus.
Right.
Now there is a fetus. But is he something other than the mother? Not at all. That's Atzilus.
The fetus.
The souls in Atzilus are like the fetus and the mother.
And then they develop and become something separate.
In stages. The next world is Bria. There it experiences itself in relation to its mother. Then there's Yitzira, where it's like, there's me and there's my mother, and maybe I need to consider her also, but maybe not. And then there's Asiya, where I'm finished with my mother. I don't need her anymore. So where does the real romance begin? Therefore should a man leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, who's a total stranger. I should say you should leave your mother, your father, your sister, your cousin, your brother, and just marry a complete stranger.
But obviously the metaphor is not exactly the same, because in God's case, we're so to speak being born from God, but then we're connecting to God. We can only really connect when we're outside.
Right. So where is the
Right.
connection most significant? When you're at the lowest, when you're the furthest away, then the connection is a romantic one, not a biological one.
Right. So would you say that Berea, when the fetus is like when the fetus is born, but it's still fully dependent on the mother? And perhaps, I mean, these exact terminology are not necessarily explicitly described in Kabbalistic texts, so we're kind of guessing. And then the world of Yetzirah would be more like, I guess, a couple of years later, when the child can now eat on its own, but is still mostly dependent on the parent. And then asiya action is when the child is fully independent, something unto itself.
Mm-hmm.
So what would those realms above Atzilus be? Perhaps the way the DNA is still within the mother.
So there are people walking around on the face of the earth who are Atzilus. They have never separated from God. They can't imagine themselves as anything other than Him. There are other people who, yeah, they can imagine themselves, but not without Him. And then there are people who, there's God, yeah, He's real, and I'm real, and I don't know, should I do what He wants or what I want? It's a toss-up, 50-50. I'll keep one Shabbos. And there was a guy who wrote a book. It's all very nice, it's all very philosophical, and it's all very fascinating, blah, blah, blah. What's the point? The point is that at this point in history, it's pretty clear I don't exist for me. That thinking it's gone. I exist to be me. What's the point? So we come away with a very interesting definition of what it means to be human and not an animal. Usually when we talk about what it means to be human, we talk about the frailties, the weaknesses, the imperfections. You're only a human being. Don't get carried away. But what is the virtue of being a human being? Why are we better than the animal, the vegetable, and the mineral? And the angel? What makes us different is the animal, the mineral, and the vegetable are content to be what God created them to be. A human being is never content with what God gave. What am I giving? What am I adding? What's my contribution? I'm human? Well, that's what God gave me. So I was born human, I live human, I die human? What's the point? It is the nature of the human being that we are not content to be human. That's what drives us. So run around all over the world, and we are scattered all over the world, and use the materials there and make it holy. So that not only you become one with me, but everything you eat, everything you wear, everything you use, everything you touch.
It's the entire physical world, which is, so to speak, separate from God, becomes one.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, check out our full playlist on Hishtalshalos. Links in the description. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.